The documentary we are about to listen to and watch celebrates the life and times of Professor Peter Palmer Ekeh, 1937 to 2020. Born in 1937 at Adarode, a village in the outskirts of Okpara Inland in today's Ethiopia East Local Government area of Delta State. His father, Eke Okoroafo, was from Imoje Orogun in today's Wili North Local Government area, while his mother was Ereria Romale from Kokori. He was the first of his mother's 5 children in a polygamous home. Growing up in Okpara in the colonial period, he was popularly known as Palmer. His father had named him Palmer at birth after Mr. I.T. Palmer, who was an agent of the Rio Nada Company, then living in Sapele. The older Palmer was instrumental to the setting up of churches and schools in Robuland. So Peter Ekeh's father had thought that naming his son after Palmer would open up the same destiny for him, especially in the area of Western education. The Catholic school he attended was to name him Peter as a reflection of the missionary education he was to acquire. He began formal education in 1944 when he enrolled at the Catholic Central School, Okpara Inland, founded by Reverend Father and later Bishop Kelly in 1934. The school, which is now Ejaife Primary School, named after the first Robo graduate, Mark Neil Gabriel Ejaife, was also the school attended by John Kingsley Onigu Otite and Chamberlain Orowuje. While Otite later became a prominent professor of sociology at the University of Ibadan, Chamberlain Orowuje became the Ovie of Agbo Kingdom, Oguri Merime, Okpara I. Peter Ekeh became the school's general monitor in 1951, the same year he finished. He entered St. Peter Clever's College, SPCC, Agalokwe in 1952 and finished in 1956 in grade 1, which was a very rare feat in those days. After working briefly in the civil service and teaching Latin in a secondary school, Ekeh entered University College Ibadan in 1961 to study sociology in the Faculty of the Social Sciences. He was to graduate in 1964 as the best writing student in the Faculty of the Social Sciences. Thus, he joined the League of M.G. Ejaife, Godin Umukoro, and Onegu Otite as Okpara's early university graduate. Ekeh's 1964 feat as the best writing student at the University of Ibadan Faculty of the Social Sciences had a parallel in many other achievements by Urobo at UI that year. It was the year that Isdo Okpewo from Abraka graduated as the best student in the Faculty of Arts with first-class honors in classics. It was also the year that Frank Ukoli from Agbara Wari and Matthew Scott Umakbo from Ereni obtained their PhDs and became lecturers at the University of Ibadan. After the University of Ibadan, Peter Ekeh obtained a Rockefeller Foundation scholarship for postgraduate studies at Stanford University from 1965 to 1966, and later at the University of California, Berkeley from 1966 to 1970, both in the United States of America, where he obtained the Master of Science and PhD degrees respectively. On graduation, Peter Ekeh taught at the University of California, Riverside, before returning to Nigeria. He spent 1 year as a research fellow at the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, from 1973 to 1974. On invitation from Professor B.J. Dudley, Peter Ekeh joined the Department of Political Science at the University of Ibadan in 1974. He was to become the head of the Department of Political Science in 1978, and it was at Ibadan that he evolved into an academic colossus of global acclaim. He won many prestigious fellowships in Europe, America, and Japan. He published Colonialism and the Two Publics in Africa, a theoretical statement in 1975, and the essay became a major anchor for social science theorizing all over the world. He became a professor in 1978. His 1982 inaugural lecture, titled Colonialism and Social Structure, was globally acclaimed. Professor Peter Palmer Ekeh belonged to a stellar constellation of Nigerian social scientists, including Ojetunji Aboyade, Akin Maboguje, Essien Udon, Billy Dudley, Claude Ake, Omafume Onoge, Onigu Otite, Bade Onimode, Bala Usman, Escotoyo, BIC Ijoma, among others. On the African continent, he rubbed shoulders with Ali Mazrui and Mahmoud Mandani. Professor Eke relocated to the US in 1989 and joined the teaching staff of the State University of New York, from where he retired in 2013. He returned to Nigeria and settled in Efrum, concentrating on promoting Yoruba history and culture. He had earlier founded the Yoruba Historical Society in 1999 and donated a building to house the headquarters at Okpara Inland, his birthplace. Through the UHS, he was able to advance research in Yoruba affairs and hosted many conferences on Yoruba history and culture overseas and in Nigeria. The UHS website, wado.org, is a treasure trove of information on Yoruba history and culture. The UHS has also launched an online library and museum for Yoruba culture. He facilitated the publication of many books on Yoruba history and culture, such as Studies in Yoruba Culture, Warri City and British Colonial Rule in Western Niger Delta, The Yoruba People of Niger Delta, Olomu and the Development of Yoruba Land and Western Niger Delta, G.E.A. Salubi, Witness to British Colonial Rule in Yoruba Land and Nigeria, and many more essays. His untiring excavation of Yoruba history and culture was instrumental to putting Yoruba on the global map of scholarship. He was also active in the affairs of the Yoruba Progress Union, UPU, the creation of Delta State, and more. He was a true champion of Yoruba nationalism. Professor Peter Palmer Ekeh was awarded the honorary doctorate of the Delta State University, Abraka, in 2007. Two kingdoms in Yoruba land, namely Agbo and Olomu, also conferred chieftaincy titles on him. Professor Ekeh was married to the love of his life, Dr. Helen, for 56 years. They begot 5 children: Onome, Akpofure, Onoriunde, Oganewogaga, and Esorowe. He was also a grandfather. He breathed his last on November 17, 2020, thus bringing to an end a remarkable life devoted to scholarship, an impactful life devoted to the advancement of humanity, a worthy life devoted to the promotion of Yoruba history and culture, and thus to Yoruba nationalism. Although Professor Peter Palmer Ekeh has departed, his works and name will resonate in the annals of humanity for as long as life endures. People like Professor Peter Palmer Ekeh do not die. Their works, their impact, their legacies will forever remain as a testimony that they were here, that they lived, and that they are still here and still live. Akbore, life has no end. Professor Peter Palmer Ekeh told them, Yoruba Wimi, Akbo Kedefa o.
Painful exit of an icon. The death has been announced of her father, late Professor Peter Palmer Ekeh, aged 83 years. Obsequies. Wednesday, 24th March 2021, Urobo Progress Union UPU and Urobo Historic Society sponsored symposium. Venue UPU Cultural Center, Uyamuge Agbaro, time 10 a.m. Thursday, March 25th, 2021, Vigil Mass, venue Christ the King Catholic Church, Okpara Inland, time 4 p.m. Friday, March 26, 2021, Urobo Progress Union will honor him at Uyamuge with line in state and 21-gun salute. 10:30 a.m. funeral mass and Thanksgiving venue, Christ the King Catholic Church, Okpara Inland. Interment at Imoje followed by entertainment of guests at Imoje Secondary School Field, Imoje Orogun. Sunday, March 28, 2021, Thanksgiving service venue, AK Memorial Baptist Church, Okpara Inland, Ethiop East Local Government Area, time 10:30 a.m. In-laws greetings at UHS premises immediately after Thanksgiving service. Signed, Dr. Akpofure Peter Ekeh for the children and Mr. Ojegba Ekeh for the family.
And I can't feel at home.